CCTV Design Tool, Design Smarter, Secure Better. Welcome to the tutorial series for using the CCTV Design Tool. In these videos, we will show you how to fully utilize the capabilities of our tool to create professional CCTV system projects. New project creation. To create a new project using an image from your computer as the background, select the Image option when starting a new project. Next, click the Select Image button and choose an image file from your computer. Once the image is loaded, you will be taken to the scaling window. Correctly setting the scale is crucial for the accurate display of camera views and for calculating various lengths, such as cables and walls. Move the ends of the red line to a known dimension on the image, and then enter the corresponding value in the field above. You can also change the unit of measurement. Now we can proceed to the next step. In the next window, you have the option to crop the image to the desired size. Finally, press the Finish button, and the loaded image will be added to your project. To create a new project using a satellite view from Google Maps as the background, select the Maps option when starting a new project. Next, you can find the desired area by panning and zooming the map on the screen using your mouse, or by entering the address in the field on the left side. Make sure the area of interest is within the red square, and then press the Select button to add the background to your project. Adding cameras. After creating a new project and selecting a background, you can start adding cameras to your project. There are several ways to add a camera. Click the red button with the plus symbol and select the Add Camera option. To choose a camera from our extensive catalog, first select the camera manufacturer. Then, from the available models, find the one you are interested in. You can use the search field to speed up this process. If the selected camera model comes in multiple variants, you can choose the one you need. Finally, click the Add button to add the camera to your project. If the project already includes a camera model you are interested in, you can copy it by right-clicking on it and selecting the Copy option. The Camera Edition window also features shortcuts to recently used models and a list of camera models used in the current project. If you frequently use a particular camera model in your projects, you can add it to your favorites. To do this, click on the camera added to the project, and in the Options window, press Add to Favorites. Then, when creating another project, instead of searching for this model in the catalog, go to the Favorites tab and add the camera directly from this window. If you cannot find the camera or manufacturer you would like to use in the project, you can add it manually. Before doing so, please inform us of the missing data so we can update our database. Click the Missing Cameras or Brands button below the Add button and fill out the form. We add new cameras and manufacturers weekly. To create a camera according to your own specifications, go to the Create New tab, then fill in fields such as Manufacturer, Model, and enter the camera's horizontal and vertical field of view as per the documentation, or switch to Lens Mode and select the sensor size and focal length. Finally, choose the IR illuminator range and the camera resolution. You can also add an image of the camera and save it in the database for future use. To find a previously created camera in the Catalog tab, select User Cameras as the manufacturer. Then, in the Model Selection field, the cameras you added will be loaded. Walls and obstacles. To better simulate real-world conditions, you can draw obstacles on the plan that will limit the camera's fields of view. To add walls to your project, click the red button with the plus symbol and select Add Wall. Next, click on the desired location on your plan to start drawing walls. Click again to add a wall and proceed to draw the next one. While drawing, the length of the wall will be displayed on the screen. By default, it is shown in meters, but you can change the units in the options. To finish drawing walls, press the Escape key or the ESC button in the lower left corner. After adding all walls and obstacles, you will notice that the camera's field of view has been restricted. Now your project perfectly replicates reality. If you want to change the position of a wall, click on the dot and move it. You can also add a new point to the wall by right-clicking on it. To delete a wall, select the wall or point and press the Delete key or the Del button in the lower left corner. You can change how walls are displayed on the screen. To do this, click on the Options button and go to Display Settings. In the panel that opens, go to the Walls section. Here you can choose the wall color and thickness. In this window, you can also change the units used by the application. In the Units section, select Metric or Imperial. Additional images. You can also add additional images to your project, such as building plans. To do this, click the red button and select Upload Image. Next, click the Select Image button and choose a file from your computer. Set the scale by positioning the red arrow on a known dimension and entering this dimension in the field above. Then proceed to the next step and crop the image as needed. Press the Finish button and the image will be added to your project. You can move and rotate the image by grabbing the anchor point. To avoid accidentally moving the image while working on your project, you can lock it by right-clicking and selecting the Lock Unlock option. Now, moving the image is impossible. To unlock it, repeat the same actions. Camera settings. Click on the camera, and a settings window for the selected camera will open on the right side. Here, you will find two tabs: Settings for the main settings and Network for network settings. In the Settings tab, you will first see the camera image and its details, including the manufacturer name and model. Below this, there is a button to add this camera model to your favorites list, making it quicker to add in future projects. Next is the Appearance section. Here, you can enter a project-specific name for the camera, its location, or similar details. If you want the camera name to display next to its icon, you can enable this in the options. Click Options and go to Display Settings. Then activate the Display Names option. You can also select the font color and size here. Below this is another useful option, Camera Index, which replaces the camera icon with its number in the project. This is helpful when exporting project images and referencing cameras in texts using these numbers. Returning to the Camera Settings window, you can also change the camera icon and its color. The next section is General Settings. Here, you can set the height at which the camera will be mounted. Another setting is the Flip Image option, which simulates rotating the camera by 90 degrees, switching the horizontal and vertical fields of view. Below are the Channels settings. If the camera has more than one sensor, you can adjust the settings for each here. Expanding the Channel 1 tab, the first option you'll see is Show Field of View. This option allows you to hide or show the camera's field of view on the project plan for the selected camera. To do this for all cameras, click Options, then FOV, and choose Hide All to hide all camera view simulations, or Show All to display them all. Next is the Field of View simulation and the ability to set the angle at which the camera is looking. By moving the slider, you change the angle and consequently, the field of view. You can also do this quickly by clicking on the cross symbol next to the camera's field of view and moving the mouse closer or farther from the camera. Moving it sideways changes the camera's direction. Sometimes the camera's field of view extends very far, beyond what interests us, making the plan unreadable. In the Limit Display Range option, you can limit the camera's field of view to a specific distance. If the camera has a variable focal length lens, you can set and test different settings in the Zoom option. The next tab is Network. Here, you can set the camera's IP address and view or add camera connections to the network infrastructure. This topic will be covered in the next video. To delete a camera, right-click on it and select the Delete option. To copy it, right-click and select the Copy option. Network design. The CCTV Design Tool also allows you to design networks. You can add not only cameras to your project, but also network devices, such as switches, routers, access points, NVRs, and others. To do this, click the red button with the plus symbol and select the Add Device option. A new device will appear in the center of the screen. Click on it to access the options for this network device. In the General section, you can select the type of device. Note that changing the type of device also changes the icon color. To assign your own colors, click on Options and then Display Settings. At the bottom, you will find the Devices section. Here, you can choose the icon size and color for each type of device. Below is a field to enter the device name. This can be a project-specific name, the location where it is installed, or the manufacturer and model of the device. Next is the Installation Height option. Here, you can set the height at which the device is mounted. This information is used when calculating cable lengths. Then there is the IP address section. Here, you can set the device's IP address. As you may have noticed, this field is automatically filled. The application selects the next available address in the sequence based on the addresses of already added devices. You can change this address to another one, and the application will inform you if the address is already in use. Below is a list of all connections for the device. To add a new connection, click on the plus icon and select the type of connection. You can also right-click on the device or camera and select the Connect option. Then choose the device you want to connect to. On the plan, you can reflect the actual cable route by clicking on the dot and moving it to change the cable's position. To add an extra point to the connection, right-click on the connection. You can also change the color and thickness of the lines for each type of connection. Select Options and then Display Settings. Go to the Connections section and then choose the color, line type, and thickness for each type of connection. To delete a connection, select it and press the Delete key or the Del button in the lower left corner of the screen. You can copy and delete network devices similarly to cameras by right-clicking on the device and selecting the appropriate option. Next, let's move on to the Network Plan Creation feature. Click the Network button on the top bar of the application. The Network Plan Editor will appear. When you first launch this option, the application will automatically arrange the devices in the graph. Then you can manually adjust the position of the devices on the plan by clicking and dragging them. If you want the application to automatically arrange the devices again, click the Auto Layout option on the right side, selecting how you want the devices to be arranged beforehand. Below, you can change the icon size. Next is the Paper Orientation selection. You also have the option to add a legend to the plan and choose its location. Finally, select the type of file to be created and click the Export button to export the network diagram. Returning to the main application window, go to Tools and select Cable List. Here, you can review a summary of all connections and cables in the project, along with their lengths. This can be useful for ordering and estimating the cost of cables for the project. You can export the summary to Excel format by clicking the Export to Excel button. Exporting project. To export your project as an image or PDF file, click Project, then select Export As, and choose JPG PDF. Select the area you want to export. On the right side, you will find options. The first section is Layers, where you can show or hide individual layers. For example, if you do not want to include network connections in the exported image, uncheck the Connections option. Below, you can choose which camera's fields of view to display or hide. Next is the Branding section. Here, you can quickly and effectively add your company's logo to the image or protect the image with a watermark. Finally, choose the file type and click Export to export the image. Creating a report. In the CCTV Design Tool, you can easily and quickly create a report to include with your price offer. On the top bar, select the Tools option and then choose Generate Report. The report editor will appear. On the left side, you will see a preview of the current report page, and on the right, the available options. When you open the report, the first page is automatically added. To add or remove a specific type of page, click the toggle button next to the relevant section. You can also hide the settings for a section by clicking on the eye icon. For the main page, the available options are report name, company name and details, option to select a logo, option to save these details as default for future reports. The next type of page is camera details. When you enable this option, as many pages as there are cameras in the project will be added to the report. Each page contains detailed information about a specific camera. You can customize the options that appear on this page. The next type of page is Camera Summary Table. This page provides a summary of all cameras along with their information. In the options, you can choose what type of information to include in the table. The last type of page is Cabling, where information about the connections and cables used in the project is included. Clicking the Export button will create a PDF file with the report.